NewStars Education and Migration. Together with us, step closer to your dream.
Hello and welcome everyone to NewStars Education and Migration weekly live video on Facebook. I am your host Suraj Poudel, and joining me we have our registered migration agent Andrew, and today we are going to be talking about ACT Provisional 491 nomination guidelines and ACT some points about ACT Matrix points calculation. And we do have our NewStars trivia contest winner name selection over here, so we are going to do a lucky draw at the end of the video. So without any further ado, let's welcome Andrew to the show, and Andrew is going to be talking about ACT Provisional 491 nomination guidelines. Hello Andrew, welcome to the show.
Hello, hi.
So yeah, would you like to share something about the requirements for 491 visa in ACT, basically Canberra? So yeah, what are the nomination guidelines and everything related to it?
To be eligible to apply for 91 Canberra, the basic requirement first, you need to be live in Canberra for at least 3 months before you lodge.
So if a client who is living in NSW wants to apply for 491 in Canberra, they need to move to Canberra first.
Yes.
Be living there for at least 3 months before they lodge in EOI.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And second, applicant must work in Canberra for 3 months at least.
So that means living for 3 months at least and be working in Canberra.
Yes.
Does that work need to be in their own skill, or it can be any kind of job?
Any occupation.
Any occupation
yes.
is fine.
Yeah.
So is there some like limitation of hour? Like, do they need to do a full-time job, or is casual job fine, or like they need to do permanent part-time or something like that?
There's few requirements for the job. First, must be at least 20 hours per week.
Okay.
And must be paid.
Okay.
And employee must be in Canberra. Of course. It cannot be. Yeah.
It can be outside of Canberra.
Yeah.
So.
And the employee business must be active in operation and for at least 1 year.
Okay, so basically the company needs to be running in Canberra for at least 1 year.
Yeah.
Then only if someone gets employed over there, that employment is counted towards the 491 nomination guidelines for that 3 month of employment.
Yes. Yes.
And it needs to be continuous employment, right?
Yes, it need to be continuous.
So regarding employment, so internship and any other thing, it's not going to be counted because it needs to be paid, right? Internship is not going to count towards the employment criteria.
Must be paid.
It must be paid. Okay.
Yeah, employment must be paid. Yeah.
So is there a provision there somewhere where they can be owning their own business or doing something like some job as a independent personal, like they may be self-employed? Is that an option?
Self-employment is also okay, but you must have a certain amount of income. I think $500 per week.
So they can be self-employed, but they need $500 per week income at least.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else related to the income or work that's a requirement for 491?
I think that's pretty much for the employment.
So I've seen a lot of students. They are living in the border area for NSW and Canberra, like in Queanbeyan. So that's probably they are living there and they are working there. Does that count with the working guidelines in Canberra as well?
I think in Canberra they have a map specifically. Put which area is in the Canberra range and which area is not, and we can find it in the website.
Yes.
The suburb you mentioned that.
Okay, that's fine. So they need to basically be working in ACT. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So and
of course you must have an occupation on the occupation list.
So does that occupation, there's basically two occupation lists, one is open, one is closed generally in ACT. So does that occupation need to be an open occupation list to apply for 491, or even a closed occupation?
You can be any occupation as long as on the list, doesn't matter open or closed, but you get a different point for
regarding
open and the closed occupation.
Okay.
And also you need to meet the specific requirement for specific occupation. Some occupation require you have English level 7 or
Yeah.
require you have a job offer, something else.
Yeah.
So you must meet that requirement. If you don't meet that requirement, then open occupation will become like a closed
Closed one.
occupation for you. You don't get that 20-point matrix
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
So that's basically the caveats that are included with the occupation list. If an open list had some requirements to it, and if you don't fulfill that requirements, you are
Yeah.
not going to be eligible to get that 20 points from open list.
That's right. But you can still apply. You just don't have that 20 points.
Yeah. So that means even if occupation is on a closed list, you can still apply for 491.
Yes.
But not for 190,
Yes.
right? So if
You can
it's on a
still
closed-
you can still apply for 491.
Yeah.
But remember, for Canberra they have a matrix system.
Yeah.
You must have I think currently 70 points to
Yeah.
get invited.
Minimum 70 matrix points.
70 or 60. Last
70.
round was 75,
75.
but this round come back to 70.
70, okay.
So if you lost that 20 point, you may have not enough point to get invitation.
Okay. So basically, if it's on a closed occupation, you are going to lose points, but you can still apply for 491.
Yes, that's right.
And is there anything else related to 491?
I think that's pretty much all the requirements. If you're willing to bring your partner,
Yeah.
you need to make sure your partner also live in Canberra. Yeah.
Along
For 3 months.
So that means if the main applicant is required to stay at Canberra for 3 months, and so his or her spouse is also supposed to be living for 3 months in Canberra.
That's
at
right.
least.
That's right.
Okay, and okay, so I think that's everything about 491 for Canberra. So
That's pretty much the basic requirement for Canberra 491.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if a client is an accounting graduate here in NSW, and like he has got 485 visa, and like he has got a certain time left in his 485 visa, and if he moves to Canberra, so basically he needs to be living there for at least 3 months.
Yeah.
And he needs to be working at least 20 hours a week for 3 months.
Yeah.
Or he needs to be self-employed with $500 a week.
But self-employed must be at least 12 months, I think.
Okay, self-employed must be at least 2
yes,
months.
so it's not good for.
So if
people
someone is
from
working
other
on
states.
AVN,
Yeah.
AVN, that means it's going to be quite difficult for them.
That's right. I think it is very difficult for other students from other states
Yeah.
because they may not have enough
Points,
for the
yeah.
matrix
Yep.
invitation.
So can we just go through the matrix point system, like just quickly?
Yeah, we can talk about like typical point
Yeah.
for Canberra student and also for student from other states.
Yeah.
So the main difference is if you study in Canberra,
Yes.
you study in Canberra a bachelor degree 3 or 4 years, you will have a 20 point, 15 point.
Yeah.
But if you move from other states, you probably get a 0 point.
Yep.
So this 20 point is very important.
Yeah.
And English point, I think everyone should have a 7 at least.
Yep.
So which give you 10 points.
10 points. Yeah. So it's a little bit different from what is that's like it's a bit different from what's going on in the point system in NSW than in Canberra, because like for the English, the points is a bit different, I guess.
That's right. EOI system or say EOI point is totally different from matrix.
Other states
Yes.
and matrix system. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people may get confused
Yeah.
different system. Yeah. And your occupation, if on the open occupation, and you also meet the particular requirement for
Yeah.
that occupation, you have
Yes.
20 points.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have 0 point.
0 points. Yep.
Then you can have a employment point if you work in Canberra.
Yeah.
Yes. And also you have a qualification point.
Yeah.
I think most people will have that
Yeah.
point, at least 15 points.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. Unless you have a partner.
Yeah,
If you have a partner, then you can have a partner English point, partner
Work point,
employment
yeah.
point, and a qualification point.
Okay.
But it is more friendly for students who studied in Canberra. It's very good.
So basically for 491 and 190, if talking about the differences, apart from the open and closed occupation list, so student basically need to be living in Canberra for 6 months to apply for 190, right? And for 3 months for 491.
Yes. So if it's accounting graduate from Canberra, let's say if someone has graduated from a bachelor's of accounting in Canberra, so what will be their scenario right now? If they have got proper English skills, so what would you suggest? They are obviously not eligible to apply for 190 because their occupation list is on closed list. So so they basically need to go for 491, right? Yes. If you don't have that option, then you can only apply 491.
I think is that all about 491 that we need to talk about today? So is that all?
I think
is there anything else
that's a short version of 491 Canberra, but it is more complex for each individual. So if you interested in 491 Canberra, you need to do the calculation how much matrix point you have, and you can also contact us for consultation.
Is there any option that client can apply 491 in Canberra from other states? Can they do that?
Yes, of course. You move to Canberra first, like we just said, move to Canberra first. If you have enough points for matrix, get invitation, and you find a job in Canberra, stay there for at least 3 months, work for 3 months. Once you make the requirement, you can always apply, but it is hard for people from other states because you may not have enough matrix point to get invitation.
Okay, I think that's all you need to know about Canberra Matrix and 491 in Canberra. If you have got any other queries and if you want to know details about your specific situation right now, you can always contact NewStars Education and Migration. You can send us a message on our Facebook page, or you can leave a comment below in this live video, or you can call us or visit us at any time from Monday to Friday. And we have a contest running on our Facebook page. It's NewStars Trivia Contest, and we had asked a question last week. We had asked the full form of CRICOS, and there were a few people who got the answer right, and I've got the names over here. And just like last week, I'd like Andrew to pick up a name from here, and you will be awarded with Coles or Woolworth voucher worth $20, and you can contact our Facebook page to get that voucher. So Andrew, would you like to pick up a name?
I just pick this one.
Okay. So the name is Simran Panda. Congratulations, Simran Panda. You've won our weekly NewStars Trivia contest, and you will be awarded with $20 Coles voucher. Please visit our office to get your reward. And once again, congratulations. So please text us on our Facebook page to get your reward. Thank you so much for being with us in this live video for today. And I think that's all for today. Thank you, Andrew, for coming here and talking about 491. I think that's all. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
NewStars Education and Migration. Together with us, step closer to your dream.